act. Well, what if there's stuff in the third act that would really give your trailer some punch? Your number one job, if you're a marketer and you make trailers, your number one job.
I think we all know whose voice that was. Hey, how's it going? It's really cold where I'm at. It's snowing. There's snow outside. That's why I have my hoodie on, yo, but I didn't want to look all weird with the hoodie. I don't know. This is a weird hoodie. I don't know. See, I get too weird on the camera. I like it, but yeah, see. Anyway, so, yeah. Alright. I'm inside. Why would I wear a hoodie? So anyway, checked out the new Collider show. Or not the Collider show, the After Schmo. Snelling, Brian Davies. Ryan Snelling was in some type of mood, and I had made that video prior to this. I don't think anybody watched because it didn't get uploaded. But he was saying stuff that I was like, man, it sounds like a lot like what I had just said about him. He was like, oh, I'm sick of people saying that I do this and that, and I do this and this, and fuck you guys, and I don't know. He went on a rant at the beginning, and then he went on a rant again, man. He was in some kind of mood. At first, I was like, is he trying to like imitate Christian in a way where he's like, fuck you, commentators, like kind of like Howard Stern, which Christian imitates Howard Stern almost completely. I'd say 85% Christian imitates a lot of Howard Stern, with the interns and the way he's just kind of busts a lot of balls. So he plays not the villain, but he's definitely the man that everybody, he's the top guy. I mean, I don't want to call. I would say Ryan. I would say Mark, which is a great name. That's my name. I would say Mark is kind of like Robin of the Howard Stern, but except Robin gets to sit beside Howard Stern or across, not behind some glass thing. But anyway, but yeah, I could see like if I worked for Schmoes, that when Christian's not there, it's like, oh, we got Ellis. Thank God. We don't have to fucking worry about Christian going off about the fucking mics and the sound and fucking water and fucking segue and all kinds of weird shit. Things like, I bet if I worked there, I'd be like, oh my God, thank God. It's just Ellis, right? Are you sure? You're sure? Like, fucking Christian's not coming in, right? Okay, great. I mean, it'd be great to see him. Yeah. No, yeah, I just was just wondering. Yeah, just wondering. Yeah, if he was going to come in or not. Because I'm going to put some fucking earplugs in if he does. For Christ's sake, brother. We get it. You're from New York. We get it. What did he say to Grace Hancock when she was like, you wear a lot of shorts? He's like, sales up, baby. Hey. It's advertising, baby. Promotion, baby. Something like that. Anyway, it was a great Ken Knapsack. Ken Knapsack seemed like a guy that was about to do cocaine for the first time. Or like ecstasy or like shrooms or acid or something. He's like a little nervous, like, so, okay, alright, so you've done it before, right? And Mark's like, dude, it's cool, bro. I'm gonna guide you through it. Ellis He's like, it's like, I'm gonna guide you, bro. You're gonna be with your friends. Gotta be in a safe environment, okay? He's like, all right, cool. Should are we gonna be able to be near each other? He's like, I hope so, bro. Normally we are together. He's like, I like I see, man. I like I see. Like, dude, it's so like a tweaker that's about to go to his first Bonnaroo or Coachella festival. Like, first time taking, like I said, it's like his first time like doing coke or acid or some shit. He's like, so like, am I gonna die or like is Chewie coming out of nowhere? There's nothing in there to chase. Oh, that's some Snellen whiskey. Kentucky right there, baby. Your finest, Evan Williams. Woo! So yeah, it was cool though. You know, you could see. Oh, you couldn't see the erection that Ken had underneath the table, but he definitely had. He definitely went from 6 to 12. You know what I mean? But you know what? This is empty, but now it's become an ashtray. So what we took as a negative, we just turned into a positive. Think about that. Anyway. So yeah, Collider TV was a little. Collider TV. Rest in peace. But fucking Collider Movie Talk was cool. Nothing crazy. There's some heated arguments between Schnepp and about Schnepp. You know, of course. Neighbors might be mad that it's 3:30 in the morning. No, fuck that. This place gets down. This place parties when I say parties. But Schmodown was cool, so I guess they're gonna be doing that until like after Christmas. I'm guessing that they're gonna just do just doubling up, you know. One-on-one kind of thing. Maybe bring the Wangers in next time. Kind of like what they did right before Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, stuff like that, or San Diego Comic-Con. But it was cool. They went a little longer this time. It was cool to see, like, you know, Ken got excited, and it was cool to actually hear how a press screening happens, because I've been to a press screening before, but nothing to what. Granted, I have worked for Marvel MCU, but I didn't get to go to the press screening. But I was in Atlanta, and I didn't make it to the New York or LA premiere. Anyway. I couldn't imagine what it's like to go to not just not a press screening, but like the premiere, you know, the LA premiere, the New York premiere, whatever, and to be able to go to that. But I've been to, you know, I've watched red carpets and done that stuff like for independent movies, you know, but still, you know, I don't know who these photographers are, you know, but it's nothing, whatever. But you know, you get the gist of how it would be just times. Billion if it was going to a fucking Star Wars fucking movie, especially this one. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, which is right. One gripe I have, and I don't really comment on the sections down. I mean, I've been watching these guys for a long time, since at least 2013, 2012, AMC days, Toad Hop to Popcorn Network, all that. But I don't know where I was going with that. Damn it, I can't remember where I was going. Yeah. Fuck. But yeah, no, they're going to like the premiere, man. That's a big deal. Like, that's pretty crazy, dude. Like, these guys are hardcore fans, and like I said, I'm not a hardcore fan. Okay, so yeah, that's where I was going with it, man. So, I wish my only complaint, especially even when Campy was on there, it was like, all right, you got a show already called Jedi Council, which does very well for itself. But yet, I feel like you guys talk about Star Wars every fucking day of the week. It's not quite as bad as it was, I guess, with Campia. It's died down a little bit, but like literally, like look back on every video. There's a Star Wars topic. And I get it, like Star Wars is coming up, but even when Star Wars is not coming up, like when Star Wars is going to be over with and we're all done and Christmas and yum yum yum, New Year, new diet, all that good stuff, we're going to be talking about Han Solo. We're going to be talking about like fucking what's happening with fucking the fucking trilogy, the newest trilogy, the ending, Trevorrow's fucking movie where he's been replaced by fucking JJ. Well, what's gonna happen with that movie? Well, it's gonna be a never ending cycle, and I'm a hypocrite because they do cover a lot of stuff that they cover on Heroes. But I feel like not quite as in depth. Like they will go, unless it's like a really hot topic. But they could go on Star Wars about like a poster for like 30 minutes on like fucking movie talk. Whereas in like, yeah, okay, Black Panther trailer came out. Definitely talk about that on movie talk. But you're going to get more of an in-depth talk about it on Heroes. I wish they would just save a lot of that for Jedi Council, man, because like it's just like, and I like Star Wars, dude. I've learned a lot from watching. If there's one thing I've learned from, because I'm a film major, I worked on film, so I don't feel like I didn't know anything about movies before you guys, even Toad Hop days. But I have learned movie release dates playing the app. And I have learned scores, which I've always been a soundtrack guy. I love like soundtracks or original soundtracks, like 8 Mile soundtrack. Not to be cliche, but like, or like Todd Phillips. He does a lot of great soundtracks. As crazy as that sounds, Hangover is an old school, but Hello Darkness, my old friend. And he's got this. And Martin Scorsese has a lot of great soundtrack songs, not scores per se. I'm more of a, I've always been a lyric guy. I mean, scores are, sound, instrumentals are cool, but, I mean, especially like Indiana Jones and stuff, but, that shit just kind of, it was cool when I was a kid, but it didn't really stick with me. But I learned a lot about that, and I learned a lot about movie release dates. But that's about it. As far as anything else, I mean, these guys pretty much, I feel like I knew as much as I mean, Christian obviously had some insider information, I guess, working at Warner Brothers at one point. Definitely Ellis has some inside information working at the comedy club with certain comedians that I've never met, but I've got to meet a lot of pretty crazy people working in my industry. I'm not going to sit here and name a bunch of names because that just sets yourself up for a lot of YouTube people talking shit, so I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, this Collider week was cool. I like they touched on Snelling and them, and the after show touched on how it's been shorter panels on the movie talk, which I guess it has. I'm not, whatever. Schmodown was cool, man. It was cool. You're starting to see a lot of Screen Junkies people come over to the Collider side. Draco before the scandal. Then Roxy came to the three. Well, she's been with them for a while, but she kind of jumped over there right before the whole Andy. Right, a few days before the week before the Andy Signore thing, she came to the 300th episode. Which, like, I get it, but it was just weird that we haven't seen her on the show in fucking couple years at least, Popcorn Network days. So it was weird that she came to a 300th episode. and not like Sasha Pearl Raber or somebody like that. But yeah, and Janelle, I think, she was with the Popcorn, and she does a lot of things, but you can definitely, you see a lot of, so the professor played against my man Bernarded. I always said Bernard, but Bernarded, Mark Bernard, a lot of marks. But yeah, he's used to do write for the LA Times, and now he's on to other stuff, other creative, artistic stuff. I've watched him with Kevin Smith, and he's a very chill, knowledgeable dude who, very well spoken, very well, and I really was rooting for him. He's a cool dude, man. I don't really like the other guy that too much. Not that I dislike him, the professor, but when I would watch him on movie fights, like, first he was on the couch for a while, and I was like, yeah, he's a chill dude, and then he got in the movie fights, and I get it, you gotta be aggressive in movie fights or whatever, but he is, sometimes, like Hal Rudnick, he can pull it off because he's hilarious, like, can get under your skin. Like, Hal Rudnick can fuck with you, but he's so funny. Like, and same with Draco, like, he can come off as a douchebag too, and that's kind of how I feel like the professor, but they're both, seem like, I'm sure they're fine guys, but I was definitely pulling for my man Bernard, and I can't even remember who won that. The professor, yeah, the professor won it. Like by one question, something like that. Yeah, there's a couple that Bernard missed, but you could tell that like the professor had been training or something. I don't know. Got some tips from Dan Murrell, but I definitely would like to see Bernard back. So that was cool. The Star Wars thing, like I said, I could not normally when I watch a trivia Schmoedown, whether it's Inner Geekdom, I tend to do well unless it's like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or Star Trek or Star Wars. But no, like there's a lot of DC, then DCEU, then MC or Marvel, then MCU. So I mean, there's a lot, and I also have been playing the trivia game, so I actually have learned a lot about Star Wars. Star Wars I can do pretty decent in. But Star Trek, I only know that from whatever. But mostly just general. If a general Schmoedown, I usually can get almost every question, like 2 or 3 maybe. Pretty damn good. But fucking that Star Wars, man, they were. And like I said, I'm not usually bad at Star Wars, but those were obviously deep cut questions because these guys are, you can't just be asking them who turned out to be Luke's father. You can't ask questions like that, or what was Natalie Portman's name in the prequels, which is Padme something. I know that from the app that they have, which it's worth it if you're a true Schmoedown fan. I mean, even if you're not, I never bought an app ever. Maybe once, maybe twice since the iPhone came out. But I bought I also want to support my boy Schmoes. And I love the fact that it's a brilliant idea. I'm just hope they can. I don't ever see an update for it, but anyway, I really hope you guys don't cheat on it. Don't cheat. Like, seriously, I thought about it at first, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was just playing not playing somebody, but when I was playing the thing. But then I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna get better, and it's just, I'd rather just keep playing and getting it wrong and remembering, learning. Like, and it's so weird. I know J.K. Simmons like the back of my hand since Oz on HBO, but I cannot remember his name. Took me like 5 different times to finally remember he's J. Jonah Jameson. I knew that's who he was, but I could not think of J.K. Simmons. It's fucking weird. It is weird how you can, like, just your mind will go blank on shit you would normally know. And then it's weird how your mind can pull out shit that you would be like, especially if you have a multiple choice option, because you're like, I want to say this, but I would never say it. And then, like, you hit multiple choice and you're like, holy shit, that's an option. And even if that's not the right answer, the fact that your brain thought that and that somehow they thought that had to mean something. Like Tony Stark, it was his watch that he had given away. I think that was on the Bernard one versus the professor. Lars is whatever his name is. And I know the guys, and I know who he is. I've seen him on screen. Either way, I was like, sunglasses, right? But that seems like a cheap gift to give somebody. But I was like, what else would he give him that he has on him? But I was like, I guess watch. But then I seemed too on the nose. But I was like, yeah, everybody gives a watch in a movie. Where, here, take my watch. It's a Rolex. It's a Timex. So, I don't know. But it was a watch. And but I thought sunglasses, they said multiple choice. And I was like, sunglasses, it's got to be right. But it's not. And that's happened a couple times, man. So, it's weird how that gives you a way of thinking about how you play the game. So think about it like, when they're coming up with answers that aren't the right answer, they're thinking, okay, what would you guess? Well, obviously, if you're a logical, somewhat intelligent person, if Tony Stark was in a pinch and he needed to give somebody something to get their bicycle or whatever, like, Tom Cruise throwing a couple bags of blow at some kids, whatever it may be, it has to be something cool, and it has to be something that he has on him. He can't just be like, hold on a minute before I take this bike that I need, or whatever he's taking. I can't remember what he borrows or takes from the guy in the trivia question, but it has to be something of value. And I was like, well, I'm sure his shades are like $300 and $400 shades. The guy's always rocking shades, and that's one thing I see how they recognize and put that as a multiple choice question. And then, of course, the other one was the watch. And I can't remember what the other two were, but I'm sure they were something that was on him in his possession. Not like some Splenda from Harris Teeter, if you got it. If y'all know Harris Teeter, it's a southern North Carolina, Georgia, Atlanta, Virginia, Tennessee, shit like that. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of shit that goes into thinking about things like that. What would you think if you were writing the trivia questions and you knew the right answer? What would the other three be that you would write, that you would think that would be hard for somebody to guess or confuse somebody? Like Olivia Wilde, there was a answer, it was Olivia Munn, and I knew the answer right away, but that when she and he didn't know it, who played see, this is the shit where you fucking blank out on like fucking shit. Not Cyclops, fucking Psylocke, something lock. Y'all know the fuck. Olivia Munn, Purple Suit. Nobody wanted Olivia Munn to play a girl that barely talked the whole movie. I get it, whatever. I think y'all need to ease up on her, alright? You didn't have a problem with her on G4. But yeah, they asked who played that, and fucking another one that Bernard slipped on. He couldn't think of it. Psylocke. I want to say Psylocke. But y'all get it. He couldn't think of it, and then like question B was Olivia Wilde, and I was immediately like B. And if that was me, like in that chair, I would have probably just shouted out B. like Olivia Wilde, like not even thinking, because I knew, obviously I knew it was, and then D was the last one, Olivia Munn, which was the right answer. I'm like, clever. You know, you made it the last answer. You put two Olivias in there that aren't that different looking, really. You know, it'd be one thing if it was like, I don't know, Olivia Munn and then Olivia Newton-John, like present day. You know, whatever. But still. Anyway, I'm rambling. Cool Collider Week. I'm going to keep doing this, man. I'm going to make a better production. It's going to get better and better. I know nobody's going to watch this, really, but love what you, Snelling and Davies, doing. I've been starting to watch the after show a little bit. Everybody's just leaving and going. Frankie guy seems really cool. I just don't really have time to watch, like, I watch the Collider movie talks, but I want to touch on something about what Snelling was saying, because Snelling was really pissing me off this past, I honestly like the guy, even though he's a fucking UK, University of Kentucky fan, basketball, Duke Blue Devils for life, but anyway, he was talking about how, like, he's sick of the nitpicking, and I'm getting really sick of it too, man. I never thought in a million years that I would be like, okay, dude, enough movie talk. I'm sick of, like, guessing who's gonna be what in 2025 on the fucking day of New York, where there's gonna be a fucking festival and they're competing with Black Panther 7.5 because it's a part 2. Like, okay, fuck, dude. And it's like, well, I don't know if Chris Pratt should play in this part because, like, you know, he's too much Chris Pratty. And then they're nitpicking about stuff that's like, it's like, yeah, dude, it's like this Jurassic Park thing, man. There's like dinosaurs and stuff in the movie, and we've seen dinosaurs in like all the Jurassic Parks, man. And it's like, come up with something new. What? What? Shazay again? Alright, first off, I didn't see the trailer when I heard you motherfuckers bitching about it. That goes for you.
It's 4 hours.
That goes for you, Father Schnepp. Well, die, Christian. Sorry. I almost said the Catholic. But then I admit. Anyway, Father Schnepp, sorry. You were bitching. Everybody was bitching about fucking, damn it, I lost my train of thought, dude. What was I just talking about? Y'all were nitpicking about something. Oh, the trailer of fucking Jurassic Park. Oh my god. We've seen dinosaurs before. Come on, dude. Jurassic World. We've seen these dinosaurs on an island. We've seen them in a park. Where the fuck do you want to put them, man? You want them to teach them how to fucking surfboard? Just have them on the fucking ocean, or teach them how to fucking ride a boat and fucking jet ski and shit, so we can fucking take them like on the. I've never watched Sharknado, but that sounds like what it's kind of going toward. Where do you go? And then so I had not seen the. When I heard you guys just snapping away at it, I can't remember. It was like the day. Yeah, it was Perry. Schnepster, Papa Schnepp, and Perry Dog, Perry Home for Companion, and Mark Eliwelli, I think, and maybe Roca. And y'all talked about it a little bit on Friday, but this was Thursday. And so I watched it, and I'm like, because y'all kept comparing it to the third one, or the second one. Because the second one was on an island. And the third one, they get unleashed. So I can't remember which one you guys were comparing it to, because it looks like it's on an island in the trailer. And they definitely look like they're unleashed in the trailer. There's like NATO fucking Air Force all over and shit. I don't know. Maybe it's you were both saying it reminds you of the second and first one. I think it was more of. I think some people were talking about it being like the second one being trapped on an island. Yeah, because it is about an island and they're going to just nuke it basically to kill it. So the virus, which is the, I guess, the fucking, you could call the fucking dinosaurs the virus, and they're trying to neutralize it or whatever, contain it. Whoever the fuck this blue dinosaur is, Blue, I know he trained a bunch of little fucking mini twerps dinosaurs, whatever the fuck they're called. I'm not even gonna JT that shit. But Blue, I guess is the one that like was cool because I feel like they turned on him in Jurassic World. They were all beside him with their cameras or something, and then they turned on him, and it looks like that's exactly what happens with one of the ones he had when, I don't know. I'm guessing it's one of those little fucking mini. Well, I guess they get bigger, but the ones he was fucking training, I guess he keeps one of them or something. I'm not sure. I thought they turned on, whatever. And then the T-Rex apparently. I don't know. Is this the same T-Rex from the very first one? I know he was in Jurassic World and he came out of nowhere at 3 a.m. and I was like, oh, the T-Rex gets a T-Rex. And then like I think he breaks out in L.A. Is this the same T-Rex? Like the same? I know, like, or is it like Jaws, where it's like the mother of the daughter of the brother of the shark in Jaws 4? It was the same Michael Caine. Look, there's a shark. It's in the ocean. What are we going to do about it? I know, man. He lives in Chicago. They call it Gotham. It's Master Wayne. And one day I picture him drinking some cappuccino. And he's with him. Oh, yes. That's a terrible Michael Caine. But how about this one? We're totally going off Collider and Schmo, but hopefully you guys enjoy this. I really hope y'all stick to the end because I'm getting better. Here's Christopher Walken. Time on a cable. Record your favorite show. It's wireless. Al Pacino doing Time on a Cable. It's Time on a Cable. Yeah. Take a nice glass of wine. Sit on there and watch the Gilmore Girls. Yeah. Record your favorite show. Get the internet. Google some Pornhub. I like the babysitter porn. That's my favorite. Hoorah. It's wireless, baby. Yeah. Y'all are going to make fun of me on that one. Anybody, if you actually watch it, which I doubt you will. Especially when we're going on 32 motherfucking minutes. So Campy is doing okay, man. He's, he's struggling as far. He doesn't have Dennis and Cody and Ray doing the graphics for him. I'm looking at him now. I'm sorry. He got tired of working for the corporate overlords, man. It's crazy, dude. Christian basically out-hustled that motherfucker out. Like, got in AMC, somehow swindled. I mean, I'm not saying that he needed them, they needed him. Like, Schmoes needed Campy, Campy needed them in a way. They both had a fan base, and now Campy is basically a Jeremy Johns or a fucking Schmo, like at phase 3. But the dude's doing pretty well for himself. I mean, he's not doing bad. I mean, I don't know how much YouTube and this whole fucking campaign thing they're doing now. I don't know how that works, but Anyway, I'll talk more about Collider when I watch more. This is the end of the week, but I'm gonna try to. Oh yeah, and if any of you guys watch Heroes, try to get my no or well movie talk too, but try to get my movie talk question. Who would win in a Schmoedown if Quentin Tarantino and Martin Scorsese went head to head in a Schmoedown? Who would win? Just regular 101. You take your weakness, strengths, whatever, mix it in the bag. And who would win? Martin Scorsese. You can say age and all that, but we've seen Hector Navarro beat older people. Age is sometimes not always a factor. So, and Quentin's not that. He's definitely younger than Martin, but he's not like he's no RB3 going against Martin Scorsese or Cody, or I don't know how old Cody is, but like Ace. But anyway, that's it for now. This is the Marshall Mark, the Marshall, Marky T. Just Mark Marshall movieing it up. So sayonara, adios, hasta la vista, and mañana. All right.